This summer's biggest page-turning hits are bringing about ways to escape into new literary worlds while also escaping from the Arizona heat. We want to welcome back Cindy Dash, the co-owner of Changing Hands Bookstore, to talk about books that should be on your summer reading list. Thank you very much for being here. We appreciate it. Let's start off. There's 4 books that we have. We're going to start with the first one, which is called Colored Television. All right, explain what this book is about, because it's really not about what we traditionally think of as colored television.
It's not. It's definitely a play on words. I had to bring something new in paperback. That one just came out in paperback this week. It's been out for a while. I love this book. It's the protagonist is a novelist trying to break out in their literary career, gets involved in writing for television, but it's a real book of the moment where they have to write about or represent race in a comedy, in a TV show. And, you know, it starts questioning what is my role and what am I representing, and it is funny and it is thoughtful.
I was going to say, you know, because I found a quote from the LA Times saying, a laugh out loud cultural comedy. And this time of the year, it's nice to have something, you know, some nice summer reading that, I mean, you know, we want some you know, some meaning, but we also want a little bit of lightness to get us through the summer.
We really do, and I think it's so important to be able to laugh out loud while we're also thinking about cultural moments.
And is it somebody who's written before, or is this a newcomer?
Yeah, she's written before and happens to be married to Percival Everett, who wrote James, the big book of last year.
All right, so once again, it's called Colored Television. It's a fun book, and it'll be a nice, enjoyable summer read. Airplane book or a beach book?
Both.
Okay, sounds good. Next up, we have a book called The Bewitching by Sylvia Moreno Garcia, and it's about 3 women in different areas encountering danger and witchcraft. It's a multi-generational book.
It is.
Explain more about this.
And so, you know, horror, strangely enough, has become very trendy. Now, this is not the horror that I grew up with, where it's, you know, bloody and there's knives. Horror today is a lot more supernatural and a lot more sort of a twist of a thought. So there's a lot more folklore, there's spirit. It's the 1800s, the 1930s, and present day, and just how we manage the spirits that might be working against us. So it's a page turner. It keeps you gripped. It keeps you inside the air conditioning, because you need to read every page of this book.
So let's go back to that concept of what we think of as traditional horror, blood and gore. And your point is that if you're the kind of person that avoids blood and gore because of, you know, that genre, you can read this.
You can absolutely read it. Horror is just, it's totally different today, and it's a little bit more psychological and a little bit more spirit than that there's somebody outside your window.
And when they talk about being multi-generational, what are they talking about with this book? It's
multi-generational. It's also, it takes place in Mexico, Massachusetts, and a current place as well. Don't want to give that away just yet. And there's feminism all throughout. So of course, different meanings at different time periods. So that's where there's sort of this femininity to it in the spirits of the book.
All right, so we're looking forward to that one. The next book that's coming up is really, you know, these last 2 books, you know, one is a horror genre, the other is a book about, you know, some kind of a fun summer book. The 3rd book is probably the deepest book of the 3 that we're going to talk about. It's called Hope Dies Last. The author is a gentleman by the name of Alan Weisman, who's also the author of a book called The World Without Us. He's an environmental journalist. And it's interesting because in this particular book, he's really looking at the state of the world from an environmental perspective. Let's talk about the meaning of this book, and is this one of those books that's going to depress us?
So that's why I brought this book. I love this book. I love this author. I actually believe he has been on this show as well. What he has done in this book, because The World Without Us is what happens to the climate if people were to disappear. Amazing book, came out over a decade ago. This book, he goes out and investigates people who are actually doing actions that are reducing the climate change. So I actually found this book to be about so much hope, because you actually see people doing things that are having a good reaction to what is going on.
Yeah, interesting. The title kind of makes it seem like hope dies, but once again, as you were saying, it's really a case of hope dies last. The fact that there are these people out there working and that they haven't given up, and that there should be hope from an environmental perspective, and hoping that, and looking at what they're talking about is not just things like climate change, it's also about how warfare is impacting the environment. There's a long variety of things that we're talking about within this book. So once again, the book is called Hope Dies Last. The author is Alan Weisman, an environmental journalist, and I remember The World Without Us. It was a really interesting take. All right, now I have to tell you, at the beginning of this, I said to you, this is my favorite book. It's called So Far Gone by Jess Walter. Now, I haven't read it. I've only read the synopsis for it. I'm a big fan of an author by the name of Carl Hiaasen. And Carl Hiaasen is one of those people who writes great mysteries that have all these quirky characters. And when I was reading about this book, it sounded just like a Carl Hiaasen book. Describe what this book is about.
It's very similar. I have read almost everything Jess Walters has written, and he picks these semi-hard topics and quirky people and does make you laugh out loud. So he's an environmental journalist, gets into a fight with his son-in-law, punches him in the face.
The main character of this book.
The main
right.
character. This does not in this book. This happens right away. You know, over political disagreements, let's just say that. And he goes off to live off the grid. And then his grandchildren show up on his porch. And it becomes this kind of comedy, you know, where do you help people who you disagree with? How do you live off the grid and be a family person? It is quirky, it is funny. Every character is more ridiculous than the other, and yet they're all centered in this humanity.
There's a mystery at the center of this, a missing person who's gone missing in this book. And then there's a bit of action as well, correct?
There's lots of action. There is, I don't think I give it away when I say there's a shootout at some point, which is both horrible and funny at the same time. And I don't know if I've ever said that before about a book.
So for people like me who've never read Jess Walter, if I like this book, what else should I read of his? What other types of books does he have out there?
You know, one of his first books was The Financial Lives of Poets. And as you can just imagine, very funny book, and that was definitely one of my favorites. He's won awards for a lot of his books. He's also a bookseller favorite. He is so kind to booksellers. He loves independent bookstores.
Which is the main reason he would like Changing Hands,
absolutely.
and you would like him as well.
Absolutely.
Well, once again, thank you for being here today, and thank you for bringing 4 books. I don't know that I'll get through all 4 of them through the course of the summer. We haven't got a lot of summer left, but I'm definitely, this Jess Walter book, So Far Gone, is absolutely up my alley. I really appreciate your time. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you.